back to Spill the Tea Lou, where we have another night of football ahead of us. Guys, I am getting used to having football basically every day of the week. Football, football, football. What am I going to do when the season is over? I'm already starting to stress. I'm genuinely already starting to be a bit like, what am I going to do with all of my evenings? Obviously, I'll still be here every night, but what am I going to do? I've become accustomed to this life of lots of football. I'm not accepting of the fact that the season is nearly over. However, it is not over yet. Tonight we have 2 big football matches coming up. Please do get involved in the chat and in the poll. And let me see. We have the lovely Lucky in the house chatting away. Big up to Greg. Greg, who has become an official member of the Teacup crew. So big up to Greg, a new member on today's stream. Lovely to have you. Of course, our Lucky is in the chat with the message, as always, Glazers out. He is following up with Flossie about persuading Newcastle to buy Manuel Ugarte. He is determined to get this over the line. Flossie is saying, welcome Teacups, it's live and direct from Teacup Castle. Please make sure to like the stream or Lou's Big Mad will appear. Lou's Big Mad is retired after last night. Rob Alves United is in the house, and as some of you will have noticed, Rob is now a member of the mod squad. Big up to Rob, who not only is a Tea Titan and an important member of the chat, but who has been with me on the channel and Mama Flossie and some of the others right since the very, very, very beginning, when there was only about 30 of us. Way back, right at the start, Rob was here. So as we grow and we get more teacups joining us, obviously we need more mods to help Mama Flossie and Guess keep you all in line. So Rob is now an official member of the mod squad. Big up to him. What else have we got going on? Lucky is saying it's great to see everybody on this next stream. Moonshine is in the house. Big up to Moonshine. Dave is in the chat. Dave has outdone himself. I don't know if any of you guys have seen the show Stars in Your Eyes. So Dave Boy has decided that tonight, Matthew, he is going to be Jerry Springer. I love it. I absolutely love it. Big up Dave Jerry, who says, good morning everyone. Is this one of those soccer ball streams? Love it. Very, very good. Very good. JT is with us. Streets is with us. The lovely Shem is with us, saying, afternoon, lovely boss lady Lou. Hope you're good and the teacuppers are all drowning in lovely tea. Oh, that's made me laugh. Lucky is saying Ndai and Diamande are the best options. They will give us more danger next season. Guess is saying one of us. Yes, Greg is one of us. What else have we got going on? Yes, Rob the Mod. Jerry Springer greets Rob the Mod. The things that happen in this chat, honestly, they do me in. They really do me in. And Rob is starting off his mod duties strong. He's saying, please like and subscribe, people. Correct and right. But when you have done liking, also get your vote in on the poll. And I have asked you all, will either team make a comeback tonight? 11% of you have said yes, Liverpool. 33% of you have said yes, Barcelona. Nobody reckons both of them. It's one or the other. Or 56% of you have said nah, neither of them are coming back. Neither of them are coming back. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. There is a majority for neither. Barcelona has a pretty big chunk with 33% though. And obviously I'm assuming it was Moonshine repping his club with the 11%. If it wasn't, I'm sorry. I spotted that, Flossie. I did spot that. Streets is saying, I'll be watching Liverpool real close. Yes, well, there's a certain fraud that you'll have to keep an eyeball on. Otherwise, we'll have to do a welfare check on him. Make sure he's all right. But guys, both of the teams are going in to their matches this evening 2-0 down. But under very different circumstances. So I very much felt like, yes, obviously Barcelona got the red card. However, Atletico Madrid, I felt like both of their goals were against the run of play. I actually thought Barcelona were the better team. Even with 10 men. It didn't feel like Barcelona were a man down. I thought they played well. I thought Rashford was getting into good positions but was wasteful. So if he can be a little bit more... he's a little bit more clinical. That's good. Yamal had a good match. Lewandowski took a long time to get into the first leg. So if he's a bit more proactive tonight, basically if Barcelona's a bit more clinical, I think it's possible. I think we're in for an exciting match, and I think the first goal in that match is going to be super, super important. Liverpool, on the other hand, were 2-0 down, but lucky to be so. They were dreadful. PSG played them off the park. They couldn't cope with the players at all. So while both teams, the margin is 2 goals, very different circumstances. I think if either team are going to come back, I think it's going to be Barcelona. I think Barcelona definitely can come back. But we'll have a little look at the lineups now in a sec, because I have seen the bombshell that Salah is not in the starting lineup for Liverpool. Obviously, that's generating a lot of talk. So we're going to get into the starting lineups for all the teams for both matches. There's just a few other things I want to talk about. First, JT is in the house. Big up JT, who says if Barcelona can be at their best, they can make it. I agree. Streets is saying Barca can definitely turn it around. Streets also hopes that they do. I'll be honest, I wouldn't mind Atletico Madrid going through for absolutely no reason other than I feel like they're the underdog. It's the only reason. There's no logic to it whatsoever. No, Dave, you're not allowed to change it back. You're not allowed to change it back. I like this one. By the time 2 weeks turns around, we'll have found Jerry Springer a new name. Don't you worry. But guys, there is a reason I have Szoboszlai on the thumbnail again. I'm not just picking on him. It's not that he's my favourite Liverpool player. But obviously we did a video a little while ago, maybe about 2 weeks now, I would say, about his reaction to the Liverpool fans who weren't best pleased with the team. And it was a little bit like, bit attitudey. And I was like, that's not a good look. And I believe it was Chiesa at the time had to step in and be like, you don't want to do that, like stop. He has addressed that. So he's been asked about it and he's addressed it, which is why I have him on the thumbnail. So we're just going to listen to him very quickly, what he had to say on the matter, and then we shall move on. So let us listen to Szoboszlai speaking about the fact that he had a bit of an attitude with the Liverpool fans.
Clear, maybe it was a misunderstanding between me and the fans. I didn't mean it in a bad way. Obviously, I know what the fans mean for this club and what this club means for the fans as well. As a player, we know we do everything for them as well as we do for us. So if it was a misunderstanding, then I apologize. But they can feel also that I'm not feeling better than them. I'm feeling exactly the same way like they do, and to make it clear that I'm with them and we are with them, and I think hopefully they are with us as well. To make it.
Yeah, so I don't think it was a misunderstanding. I think he meant exactly what he did. However, I do think it was in the heat of the moment, and I do think he probably is a little bit like, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. And I do think it's good that he's addressed it. So I think for me, that's like, he did mean it, But he's come and he said, look, I'm sorry, my bad, didn't mean it. And he is obviously then in the starting lineup for this evening. However, Mohamed Salah is not. He is on the bench. Big up to Jenny. Jenny is... Did I see Jenny? I'm sure I saw Jenny. No, it was Jerry. I saw Jerry and read it as Jenny. Oh, this is going to be a problem. This is going to be a problem. I can't see. But Jenny is not in the house, but Andrew is. So big up to Andrew for being here. And Andrew is saying he likes this lineup. I'm sure I saw that. 4-2-2-2. So let's get it on the screen. Let's get a look at the lineup on the screen. If I can find the correct button to click, that's going to be super helpful. Really, really helpful. Okay, guys, you should now be able to see the lineups on my screen. Big up to Huge, the second T-Titan. Both of our T-Titans are checked in the house. Big up to the guys for being here. But Huge, I thought you were taking the mickey out of slot. You're not. Autocorrect has done you on Flossie. You just come in, he said hi to Rob, and then he says hi Slossie. And I thought he was taking the mick out of slot, and I just wasn't getting the joke. It's not, it's Flossie. Autocorrect is doing everybody this week. But guys, never mind my inability to read. These are the lineups. This is the Liverpool lineup, and as Andrew said, it's coming up as a 4-2-2-2, which is very interesting. So, Mamardashvili in goal, Frimpong, Konate, Van Dijk, Kirkes, Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Wirtz, Isak, and Ekitike. Very, very interesting. Nobody really knows, and I know we got a few minutes at the end of their last game, but nobody really knows yet how Isak's going to come back other than the people who've been on the training pitch with him. So that's the mystery, because nobody knows. PSG don't know. That's going to be interesting. Big up to Paul in the chat who says, big up everyone. I don't mind Salah being on the bench as long as if we need him, we bring him on. And I think that's fair. I think that's really, really fair. The fact is, Salah hasn't had a great season. Isak, there was a lot of money spent on him to be a striker. You haven't got to use him this season because of his injury. If he's fit and you need a bit of mysterio happening to bamboozle PSG, get him on the pitch. However, if it's not working, if either Isak or Ekitike, it's not happening, get Salah on the pitch. I think that's a great point from Paul. Big up to Rob. Rob with a £10 super sticker. I love them pairs. I really love them pairs. They're so funny. Thank you so much to Rob. Big up to you. Absolutely sensational. Not only is he modern, not only is he T-Titaning, he's super stickering. Don't let people tell you that men can't multitask, because Rob is showing us it can be done. It can be done. Big up to Rob. Thank you very much. Yes, all the big ups to Rob in the chat, and very well deserved. Andrew is agreeing with Paul, and to be fair, the two Liverpool fans in the chat, I think, do get precedence over the rest of us, are agreeing and saying, agree, bring him on in the second half. 100%, I think that's a really good strategy. Harold is in the house. Big up to Harold. He's back with us and says, TT is Thomas Tuchel, isn't it? I'm sure Thomas Tuchel did this formation at Chelsea. Paul is saying 100% just think Salah still has some big moments in him even while he is washed. And I think that's it. I think it's a case of he is on his way out. He is done. But he still has talent. It's about getting it out of him. It's about getting it in the right moments. It's about man managing. So let's see Slot do the man managing. That's what I think it is. Andrew, 4-2-2-2 next season. I don't know if we have enough players for that. Like, in terms of the positions, I'm not sure if we'd actually be able to. We've only got Sesko, so unless you're going to stick Shea Lacey up front with him, we couldn't have a front two, because we don't have two at the front. It's actually not a possible formation for us right now. What else have we got? Everybody's saying hi, because we're all friends. Yes, Lucky, we have loads of lovely regular viewers, and it's really, really nice, because it feels like, see, sometimes even when you're kind of going, maybe there's not much to talk about, or the topic's not like a super fun topic, or it's like, you know, last night when I'm not very pleased about the result of the match, it's lovely to come in because it's always like familiar faces. It's really, really nice, and it's such a lovely, lovely chat. So I agree with you, Lucky. We have a load of lovely regular viewers in here, and it is nice to see everybody back. It is 100%. Jerry Springer would like to know, can Rob still be put on the naughty step now he's a mod? I mean, it might be harder because he is a spatter now, but you can give it a go if you want. JT says, on paper, it feels like this lacks width. It feels like an absolute Hail Mary. What I would suggest is, it is a Hail Mary. They're 2-0 down to PSG and they've been terrible all season. It's definitely a Hail Mary. 100%. What I would say as well is, in reality, you're probably going to have Szoboszlai and Wirtz slightly wider. So you're probably going to have it like 2-2-2, if you get what I mean. How it plays on the pitch is always slightly different than it looks on paper. Where you might have Kirkes and Frimpong kind of coming up the edges to fill in that space there. They might be like sliding up and down the pitch. You might end up with a 2 at the back at some points and a 4 in the middle somewhere. But yeah, I do understand what you're saying, but it's definitely a Hail Mary. There's no arguing with that. Sam is in the house with us. Big up to Sam, and says, hi, Lou and legends. Bonkers is back. Love it. Bonkers. Sorry. Isaac might only have a couple of touches in the first half because we might not even have the ball a lot. This PSG can pick us apart. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Andrew says, oh, you mean for Liverpool? I'll be honest, I don't know what yous are going to do next season. I don't even know what manager you're going to have next season. I don't know what players you're going to have next season. I genuinely believe you might have more players that are going to come out and say they're leaving. After Salah and Robertson, I think you're going to have more coming out to say they're going elsewhere. And nobody knows what's happening with Slot. I think that's all over the place. So yous might be doing all sorts of formations next season. Yous might be doing crazy things. Yes, guess. There's always tea. Jerry has got the DNA test results. Just to let all the regulars know, Jerry is Dave Boy. Just in case people won't realise, Jerry Springer is Dave Boy. We got the DNA results. Yes, bonkers in the chat. We love it. JT says, I think if he plays Isaac, they should have gone all in on trying to feed him the ball. So have him solo up front. Fair enough. Fair enough. What else have we got? What to do? Let me change this around a wee bit. Sometimes when I have yous down there, it's hard to see all the chats, and it's a bit of a pain in the bejesus then. So this should be a bit easier for me to see what you guys are saying. Yous have seen the lineups. I'll go back and read them out for yous now in a wee minute. But we've seen it anyway, and we can discuss it, and then we will look at the lineups for the other match in a wee sec. Oh, there we are. There. Oh, that's much easier to see. When you are way down in the corner, it's very hard to see. But to get the lineup on the pitch big enough for you guys to be able to see it, I have to scooch it around a wee bit. What else have we got? Yeah, we've read that. Yeah, yeah. Sam and Jerry. Yeah. So JT is saying, I understand it, but they're not really touchline players, which is completely fair. Oh, Paul is saying, tonight we need one of those games we have had versus Dortmund, Barcelona and Milan. And the thing is, realistically, I don't think Liverpool are coming back. Yous were just so poor in the first leg. Yous couldn't cope with them. I don't see yous coming back. However, in football, everything is possible. Not probable, but possible. And 2 goals is not insurmountable. It isn't. And actually, Slot came out and said, look, crazy things can happen. He said all it takes is a red card. Look what happened to Barcelona. And he said this, he was like, look what happened to Barcelona. Sometimes it can just be a red card. Sometimes it can just be a decision. He said things happen at Anfield. It is possible for us to come back, which, to be fair, is what you want your manager to say before the match. You don't want him coming out going, now we've no chance, lads. So I think that was fair to say. And what you hope is that your players have bought into that and they come out and fight for it. What else have we got? What everyone's saying, hi. Dun. Yeah, Rio's so good. Streets is there saying about Rio. Rio is so good. Such a good player. And I did wonder if he would start tonight. JT says, on paper, this lineup feels like it couldn't be more imbalanced. He says no with a question mark. He just said no with a question mark. Huge. How many points do you think we will get? We United in the Premier League? Just give me more on that sentence. How many points do I think who will get where? Let me know. Andrew says, I think Barca are going out. The thing is, I think Barca were the better team in the first half, but they're 2-0 down. Atletico Madrid will use that. They'll use that as like a platform. And if they can defend well and even get another one on the break, Barcelona have it all to do. So it's not a crazy suggestion that Barcelona, going into the second match 2-0 down, might end up out. Huge. United in the Prem. Well, huge. I was sent a fantastic little doohickey for points predicting by JT the other day. So what I think I might do is have a look at that tomorrow lunchtime at some point, because I calculated how many points I think we're going to get, and it wasn't good. It had us at the time finishing 3rd, I think, but obviously that will have changed because we've played the Leeds match since that, although I put a loss for the Leeds match in my predictions. I can't remember what it worked out at. We might have a look at that tomorrow lunchtime, guys. I know also the news has come out about Andoni Iraola leaving Bournemouth, so we'll talk about that tomorrow probably as well. But I don't want to spoil it, but I am going to be talking about that, huge. What else? Yes, Dave is taking his Jerry role very seriously. He's method acting. We can offer you backstage support. Oh, this chat is crazy. Paul is saying, I'm the same, I don't see it, but as you say, anything can happen in football. Sam says, my dad, who's the scouse who brainwashed my poor kid, said he wants Slot out for the greater good, so he isn't bothered if they go out. I think probably how a lot of, and obviously I can't speak for the Liverpool fans, but how I would imagine a lot of people feel is they don't want their team to lose, but if they're going to lose, hopefully it's by a big margin, make it worth your while and he gets turfed. I just don't think they're going to get rid of him till the summer. I don't think they want to do it. They should have done it months ago if they were going to do it, so I don't think they will now at this point. And yes, Andrew is saying we need an early goal, and Paul is agreeing with that. 100% get the first goal and we have a chance. And you always have a chance when there's only one goal in it. You always kind of have a chance when there's 2 goals in it on 90 minutes. Bonkers is saying, I'm just praying we can give a good fight in this game and not be shambolic. I mean, that doesn't sound like you're asking for a lot, to be fair. That seems like the bare minimum your team should be at least trying to give you. Luke is in the house, said, big up to Jerry Springer. Guys, we will come back to Liverpool now in a little second, but let us take a quick look at the lineups for the other match, because obviously we do have a pretty mixed group in here, and we do have a lot of people that are interested in the Spanish football as well. So let us do the lineups. So for Atletico Madrid, they're having Musso, Molina, Normand, Lenglet, Ruggeri, Simeone, Llorente, Koke, Lookman, Griezmann, Alvarez. Is that the only ones? Were the back two the same in the last match? They're the only ones I'm not 100%. I think for the most part, it seems like the same lineup. The back two I couldn't swear though. Then for Barcelona, interesting. Barcelona, Garcia in goal, Cancelo, Martin Garcia, Koundé, Pedri, Gavi, Fermin Lopez, Dani Olmo, Lamine Yamal, Varane, Torres, Lewandowski, Niet, and no Rashford. So the two players that I said weren't clinical enough in the first half of the first match are the two players that are not included in the starting lineup. Are they injured? Both of them are on the bench. They're not injured. So, two big changes for Barcelona. Lewandowski and Rashford nowhere near the starting lineup. Very interesting. Big up to the final boss who has joined us in the chat. Nice to see you, my friend. And has opened with, I can't lie, I wasn't mad when City beat us. I'm always mad when City beat us. Even if there's a silver lining, I'm always mad when City beat us. But yes, welcome to the final boss. Sam says, I don't know much about Spanish teams apart from the usual two, so be good for Atletico to go through. That's kind of how I feel, Sam. And I'm not even, as I said, it's not really anything against Barcelona or anything. It's just I feel like Atletico are the underdog because I don't really watch a lot of Spanish football. They feel like the underdog, so I kind of just want them to win. However, those are big changes by Barcelona. Big changes. Potentially the correct changes as well, because it lines up with kind of what my eye test was anyway. Are they going to be effective though? Are they going to be effective? I mean, they're two good players to be able to take off the bench if it's needed. And then obviously they had the Kubarsi red card, so he's not able to play in this match because he's suspended. That'll be interesting. That'll be really, really, really interesting. And obviously it's just a case of how much of an impact those two changes have on the outcome of the match. So let us go back to the poll, because we will have obviously had some more votes now. So on the poll, will either team make a comeback tonight? At the minute, yes, Liverpool, 26%. So we've had a little bit more optimism in terms of Liverpool. Yes, Barcelona, 37%. And neither, 37%. So nobody is saying both. JT says, I think no Lewandowski makes sense. Technical quality will be more important. Atletico will be stinking it out. Yeah, and as I said, he found it hard to get into the first match as it was, and it'd be even harder this evening. What else are we saying, guys? Oh, Dave, you're on it. You're on it, Dave. Bonkers is saying, I know we can be toothless in games. You can. Very much so be toothless in games. I think a lot of it for Liverpool is going to depend on how Alexander Isak comes back. It's such a long injury. It's such a severe injury. Do you know, it's a big deal. Is he going to be nervous? He didn't. Now, in the few minutes he played at the end of their last game, he didn't seem hesitant about like getting stuck into the play. But I mean, that'll be curious. That'll be curious to see. And it'll be curious to see, because obviously Rio doesn't start. So if they need to make a change, will it be Salah or will it be Rio? Is Salah going to be an unused sub? Because I think what happens then is, does it start to create a divide and a tension that undermines what they're trying to do? There's so many undercurrents. JT is saying it's insane. Koke is still starting games for Atletico in 2K26. 2K26. I love that, JT. You are showing your age. Harold is saying within 3 seasons, Haaland will play for Barcelona. He will not go to Real. Big shout from Harold. Interesting. We'll remember this. Everybody make a mental note. Harold has prophesized, and Harold can be quite good at this. Harold is quite good at this. He reckons Haaland will play for Barcelona, not Real Madrid. That'll be interesting. Yes, Don Hussam. Salah has been dropped, Lou. Give me advice how not to get cancelled. Make yourself a cup of chamomile tea. Sniff some lavender before you go live. And don't think about it. Hope that Isak scores so many goals that you forget Salah's not on the pitch. Actually, you will enjoy this one. You will enjoy this one, Hussam. If he's not on the pitch, he can't be criticised. He can't be criticised if he's not on the pitch. Maybe he's being saved from the humiliation you're about to endure against PSG. Maybe he's being saved, Hussam. There's so much respect for him, they don't want to put him through this match. That's all I've got for you. I've done my best. Hussam. What I was just saying is I think it'll be very curious to see how Isak comes back. And I actually believe if Isak isn't great or if Ekitike has another poor performance, I think Rio comes on before Salah, if I'm honest with you. At which point, I hope everybody's going to be watching Hassam's stream because his head's going to explode. And nobody wants to miss that. He's actually... he's raging. Flossie is protesting the John Hussam. Flossie is saying, I'm not saying hi because he never says it back. So John Hassam's in the bin. He's on the bench with Salah. I love it. Big up to Flossie. You tell him. Yes, Logan's birthday yesterday. He's angry. He's big mad. He's taking a leaf out of my book, guys. He's big mad. But guys, what are our final predictions? Because actually, the matches are nearly upon us. What do we think are going to be? What are the score predictions for these legs? Do we think either of the matches are going to extra time or penalties? Could it be maybe not PSG Liverpool, but do we think maybe Barcelona gets 2 goals or it ends up 3-3 or whatever in aggregate, and maybe that goes to extra time and penalties? Or do we all think the matches are finishing at a normal time this evening? Jerry Springer, Isak back to Newcastle next season for a £20 million. You have well and truly lost the plot. You've lost the plot completely. What else have we got? JT says Atletico 1, Barcelona 3, and then Atletico will go through on penalties. That would be very interesting. I could see it. JT reckons Liverpool 2, PSG 5. Love it. Absolutely love it. Could it be, and obviously nobody ever wants to go out of a competition, but could it be good for Liverpool If they just go out, get it over with, go out. Because I don't think they're winning anyway. I think Bayern Munich's winning. So they're highly unlikely to win the whole competition. So is it just better for them to just go out and concentrate on finishing in the top 5? Because Chelsea are capitulating. United, honestly, who the hell knows? Should they just focus on being in the top 5? Hussam, get to Anfield and slap him. I'll give you £500. You need to pay me more than that if you want to get me arrested. Hussam, you better say hello back to Mama Flossie. She's going to hit you with her spanner. Bonkers reckons 3-1 Liverpool, extra time, Salah winner. Bonkers is leading with his heart and living up to his name. Harold reckons PSG 2-1 win and Barcelona win in extra time after 3-1 in ordinary time. There's a lot of 3-1s floating around. John Hussam, you would need to give me Irish euros, my dear. Wrong currency. You're a disgrace. But no. I won't be assaulting any people. Thank you for the offer, but I won't be assaulting the people. I'll cover for you if you do it. Yes, Sam, Mama Flossie's spatter's being overworked. JT says, I don't see how this lineup is going to stop PSG from scoring, and I don't think they'll be missing those chances 2 games in a row. I agree, because they actually should have beaten them like 3 or 4 or 5-0 in the first match. If they turn up anywhere near the way they did and they're anyway more clinical, big trouble. Streets is saying a Liverpool remontada would be crazy. It would be absolutely insane, really crazy. Guys, I'm going to end the poll. As it stands, will either team make a comeback? Yes, for Liverpool. 27% of you think Liverpool can make a comeback. There's a lot of heart going on in the chat. 41% of you are saying yes, Barcelona. And 32% of you have said nobody making a comeback. Done and dusted. Sam agrees with JT. Liverpool won't stop PSG scoring. And I think that's probably what it comes down to. Because I talked a lot about, Salah, about Rio not starting, about Ekitike, etc., etc. But the thing is, Van Dijk and Konate have been absolutely woeful. They've just been dreadful. Really, really, really bad. And they're going to concede goals. Even if the keeper has another reasonable match, because I thought he was okay in the first leg. But even if the keeper has another okay match, Konate and Van Dijk are so bad, they're definitely going to concede at least 1 goal. And I don't see Liverpool outscoring PSG. And that's what it comes down to. I don't see Liverpool outscoring PSG. Flossie, have you been abducted by aliens? Flossie says, I would love to see Liverpool go through. Flossie, I'm so disappointed. Bonkers is saying Liverpool need to turn up like we did against Real Madrid. You definitely need to turn up. 100%. JT says there's a slight chance PSG get exposed though, because it could be they were overperforming. I think they did get away with it in a few games this season. Interesting. JT is not eradicating the hope for Liverpool. Yes, Streets is correct. We have some serious entertainment on our hands tonight for real. Lucky said, unfortunately, it will be 1 comeback and that's going to be Barcelona. JT says, I think there is a counterplay to PSG's play style, but I don't think Arnold Slot has it in him. Oh dear. Rob reckons it could be a draw. That's interesting. Yeah, Mama has hit the Newcastle Brown Ale today. But guys, I think that is us. I am going to be back after the match. We're going to do a live match reaction this evening because there is so much happening that I don't have time to squeeze it all in. So I'm going to be back tonight for a live match reaction after the match. This stream, when it ends, is going to bring you to the main fraud himself, to John Hassam's watch along. I imagine he's over there setting it up right now. He's going to be with you very shortly, I'm guessing. Big up to Rob Always United for becoming a mod and also sending us a very cute little pair super sticker, and big up to Greg, who became an official member of the Teacup crew. Ye are all fantastic, and guys who have become members in the last few days, just to let you all know, I have a members only video on Thursday at 3 p.m. So just remember, 3 p.m. on Thursday. We're going to have a bit of a chin wag. But go and enjoy the football. Have a fantastic evening. And I will see you very soon. Have a good one, guys.